All right, so me and my wife wanted to get this little cart so that way we could get stuff out to the cabin when we felt like we didn't want to take the vehicle through it and make it worse. Now, we ended up finding it was a little more expensive than what we wanted, and we didn't want to haul around the tote that we had been using. However, I came up with an idea, and I got this broken dolly with some tires. Those will actually be nice for muddy and soft situations as well. So for my one-day build, we're going to get those rear tires on there, and then we're going to take and put those on the front and make it where it can be either a dolly or a cart. I'm really hoping those are going to do good in mud, but we'll see. First order of business is I got to get these cleared up, get those on there to see how the fitment is, so that way I can tell on what I need to do. All right, so as you can see there, the rim would rub. So what I'm going to do is use a spacer, a washer, that way. Yeah, and that's about perfect. Now I got to hold it on there somehow. So I think I'm going to drill and tap those. Wish I had a center punch here. This can be crooked. I just need to make sure that it's deep enough. I gauge that by this, plus some because of the fact the tip of the tap has to be able to fit. Tippity tap. Tippity tap, because it tapers and doesn't have threads. I'm tempted to grind a bunch of the tips off of these off, because I don't think it's necessary, but that's kind of what we're going for. I could find shorter bolts, or I could cut these off, but I don't feel like it. So, assembly. Of course, we got this. Debating on whether or not to put a washer under that, but I don't think so. And we have that. So now we got the tire. Now we got some washers. I do believe in stacking washers. If you don't have the right one, this one's going to lock it in place, or at least apply some tension. This one's going to press on the bearing, and this one is adapting this hole so it's just a little smaller and giving me a little space. Let's make it up as you go sometimes. Oh yeah, you guys will be able to see in here just fine. If that comes loose, I'll add some thread locker. And now when we come back magically, the other side will be done. Next order of business is getting these wheels off, getting some steerable ones on there. Sorry, I got my other project in the way. You'll probably already seen this one. All right, let me show you guys what I'm working with right here. So if you didn't notice it, this handle actually slides out to extend it, but I also can go in here so that way you can use it on top. So I'm going to take and I'm going to try to put the steering where it goes through here so this can slide out. I want to keep this available. I don't want to get rid of that feature. And I'm going to kind of do like a wagon style. So let's get her flipped over and start some welding. All right, this is one of those scenarios where you got to improvise because of the fact you don't necessarily have everything on hand. I don't have a way right now of drilling the holes to fit those on there. I do have these, which normally I think would be a little weak, but if I double them up, they actually equal a pretty good substantial piece of steel. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Double these up, weld them on there, flip it over. The top, I don't know if I can find two. I might have to go with one, but it should only have to bear an axial load that direction, so it shouldn't be too bad, but hopefully I can find some more. Work with what you got sometimes. Let's do it. Clean up. All right, now some people would use pins. I grew up using clothes hanger wire or a wire of some sort, and I'll show you how we do that. Not on everything, obviously. Like, don't do it on your axle or your car. Use a little common sense. I know there's not much of it these days, but I'm sure that you as the viewer has some. So you simply go like that. You'll want to put a washer there and run it through. And then bend it over. And do it that with the rest of them. I'm going to take and tighten this up, get these braces in here, and get it painted, and we're going to come back for a reveal. If you guys didn't figure it out, by the way, here's how the steering works real quick before we do the review. This movement transfers to here. That goes to both sides, and it steers. And for anybody who may be wondering, yes, I'm going to take and wire brush it and clean it up before I paint it. Maybe not every single detail, because I do really need this tomorrow. But yeah. Before I painted it, I was going to take and weld some more up, but legit, I have enough only if something goes wrong once. You wanted a cart, right?
That is a cart, yeah.
I do plan to make this handle removable later.
That's pretty neat, though. And it turn into a dolly, too, still?
Yep.
Oh, cool. That's pretty freaking neat.
I had to finish it today because we're...
Yeah, we're going, yeah. Oh, thanks, babe.
All right, so with a little bit of testing that I've done with this handle really is inconvenient until you take it off. And then to take the two pins to take it off, I really don't care for. So I think I'm going to have to come up with a different solution. And for that, first thing is, we need to cut it. Now I want a way to be able to pivot it, almost like a hinge, but I want it kind of like a wagon, where a wagon has the two things like that. I was looking around my shop, and you guys know me, I recycle a lot of bed frames. So I saw these, and I was like, hey, that's like perfect. So now I got to cut these wheels off and cut these pieces off. Now I should be able to take and simply bend one out a little. And then this one, I should be able to bend it in a little bit. Hopefully they'll fit together. Now I just need a pin to go through there. But I want these to fit a little tighter together. So I'm going to do a little shaving and see if I can get it to do that. Alright, so that closes much better. That last little bit, I'll probably just end up welding them at an angle, and that should work. So let's go weld it up. I just got to put it back on. For those who didn't understand what this did, I'll show you. So we pull this out, and it fits in right here. And then you can take and use this as support, or you can use this to push and pull. Very handy, very versatile. And we can still use it as a normal dolly. All right, so this is about the heaviest thing that I would ask this thing to do, which is like 350 pounds, and this is our water for our homestead. And we have soft ground, so that's where I like the wide tires, but let's give it a try and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, this is an extreme example, but yeah, those wide tires really keep it up. This has been wet for quite a while. So you can see how soft it is. We have this all over the property. Let's see how the tires do. Yeah, they stay up on top really well. I'm gonna like this. This is gonna work good. All right, till next time, keep creating.